Thanks, Chris. I probably don't need this because I'm really loud, but I'll hold it just in case. Thank you guys for having me. I'm Muriel Taylor, Director of Volunteers at Meals on Wheels. Who is not familiar with Meals on Wheels? Anybody never heard of us? Has anybody ever volunteered with us? Love that. Thank you, guys. Well, I kind of wanted to just give you an overview of who we are as an organization, maybe just about some myths you might know, or maybe think about us, how we serve our community. And then we'll talk about how we are working with Barbara Stone Foundation for volunteering. So Meals on Wheels has actually been serving Greenville County since 1968. We actually started as an outreach project at Westminster Presbyterian Church on Augusta Road. We since formed our own organization. We're not far away. We're still right across the street on Oregon Street, but we've been serving with the same mission, and that is to enhance the quality of life of those who are homebound in our community with, here's my friend Susan, with ability to stay in their home as long as it's safe for them to do so by providing essential nutrition, personal visits, and again, that independence with dignity. We do that at no cost. Did you know there's no cost to receive Meals on Wheels? No one pays for their meals at Meals on Wheels. And there's no age or income limit. Our youngest client is 27. You want to guess how old our oldest client is? 102. 102 is our oldest client. And we have several at that age right now. So no age requirement, no income requirement. The sole requirement is that they are either due to a cognitive or physical reason cannot or should not prepare a hot meal for themselves in their home, or have the ability to transport themselves into the community to pick up a meal. That's it. Referrals come to us either from their doctor, their social service agency. They can refer themselves. You can refer someone to us, and then we follow up with that doctor's office. Referrals can be for short-term or long-term. We have some folks who come to us, they may have been, coming out of a hospital or rehab. They just need some help in the short term until they're able to get back on their feet. Once they resume their normal routines, they come off our service and go back to work or school or whatever they were doing. Some come back and volunteer for us, which is great. And then we have some who will be with us long term. Whatever brought them to us is not something that's going to improve to the point where they don't need the meal. So as long as they're in their home and they want the meals, we're going to serve them. The food that we serve is carefully crafted. We do have a registered dietitian who approves our menu. We rotate that menu every 4 weeks so they don't get bored eating the same food over and over again. I will tell you the cheese omelet and grits is my favorite menu item. So when that rotates off, we get calls. It's back. We had it this week. They do have their favorites. But the food we serve is considered diabetic friendly. We don't add salt or sugar to our food. And we also offer 4 special menu options. One is vegetarian. One is renal for those on dialysis or with kidney issues. And then we have pureed and chopped for those with mouth or chewing problems. So clients can choose, which type of meal they'd like. We give everybody a birthday cake. That's my favorite thing we do. Our kitchen staff bake these little pound cakes with sprinkles. They're served in a little box that says happy birthday, and our clients love this. You got to think many of them, they're homebound. They don't have family in the area. Nobody else is coming to celebrate their birthday with them. So when you drop by, you drop off, breakfast for lunch, and you say, hey, guess what? I heard it was your birthday. Here's a birthday cake. And you sing, or you just say happy birthday. They are ecstatic. They love it. Many will call if they've been on service for a while. They'll call us ahead of time to remind us their birthday's coming up so we don't forget their birthday cake. And then some will call us after just to say how much they appreciate it. So it's just fun when you're delivering. So that's referral. That's how we serve our clients. We also provide them quarterly what we call our more than meal bags. So many don't have access to fresh produce. So 4 times a year, we provide them with a bag of fresh produce. The next one is going out actually tomorrow for the Christmas holiday. They're getting an additional amount of fruits and vegetables along with some cookies and some other little goodies for Christmas. So 4 times a year, they get those additional produce bags. So before I talk about volunteering, any questions about our services before I get started on that? Well, we've been very fortunate to be in Greenville County. Oh, and we do serve the whole county. So 811 square miles is how big this county is. We serve all the way up to Landrum and Jones Gap, all the way down through Piedmont to Moonville, Possum Kingdom, and all points in between. So if you've got clients or you've got family members or you yourself need service and you're in Greenville County, we'll be happy to serve you. We do serve Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so we send out hot meals on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays, as clients get a hot and a frozen meal for Tuesday and Thursday. For clients who have no other food source on Friday, they can request 2 frozen meals to come out for Saturday and Sunday, so that way they are covered for the whole week. We have been very fortunate to work with Barbara Stone Foundation and Hadley specifically to get some amazing volunteers. And we have many different volunteer opportunities, whether you want to work internally, whether you want to drive around and visit our clients and do deliveries. We have a little bit of something for everything. It's usually a 2-hour commitment, whether that's internal or delivery. You usually go through a quick orientation process. It's a 30-minute Zoom call with me, then you're ready to go. If you're delivering, you're gonna see between 8 and 14 clients. You're gonna make their day. And then if you wanna work internally, I actually have one of my extraordinary volunteers here today to talk about his volunteer experience. Because I can tell you all day long how great it is and how wonderful it is to volunteer at Meals on Wheels. But until you hear it firsthand, I think you're not gonna really believe me. So I'd like to welcome Hank to the front. Hank, how long have you been volunteering with us? About a year, right? Yeah. So I'll just kind of turn it over. I want you to kind of tell us just, why you wanted to come to Meals on Wheels and then why you're still there. Tell us what you do and kind of what you think about Meals on Wheels.
I first started off so I could learn some job skills. Before Meals on Wheels, I wasn't really good at working fast. I used to have a job similar to doing supplements, and I was told I needed to work faster. But now I'm told I don't know the word slow. Still do it because I like doing it, it's a good feeling. Usually I come in around 8. Lately I've been unboxing the trays the food gets put in. That's my favorite thing to do. And, or I'll put food on trays to be prepped to cook. It's a really fulfilling feeling.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, Hank does an amazing job. Kevin is our kitchen manager. Hank has a job now. And so he has other responsibilities besides Meals on Wheels. And so if he ever has to work on a day he's supposed to be and he calls and says, I'm sorry, I can't come in. And I have to tell Kevin goes, oh. Because Kevin knows that Hank is going to come in and he is not only going to work fast, he's going to bring a great attitude. He's going to bring great conversation. I go back there, they're talking the whole time. Kevin's like, oh yeah, I got to tell him about such and such movie or such and such CD I found or whatever. So great communication there in the kitchen with our kitchen staff. They love him. They love to have Hank come in, and it's just been fantastic. We've had another volunteer with Barbara Stone. She's a very world traveler. So she spends a lot of time in California visiting other family and going on cruises. And so when she is in town, she does come and help us do sort of the same thing that Hank does, and it's fantastic as well. We have really appreciated that partnership and the time we've had with those volunteers, because we can't pay the 150 volunteers we need each day. We couldn't pay that many people and still be able to support with no cost to our clients. So having those relationships with the Barbara Stone Foundation, having Hank come in, having other volunteers come in is the only way we're able to serve 1,500 clients every day. And that's how many clients we serve in Greenville County right now. So I'm so thankful for the partnership we've created. It's just been fantastic. I've come to know Hank and his mom, Michelle, and just really appreciate that relationship as well. So, I mean, I could talk all day, but do you guys have any questions for me or concerns or just, yeah, Michelle?
I have a question. So I did not know that they don't have to pay.
So that's a great question. So we, all of our funding comes either from individuals corporate donations, and some grants, but mostly it's individual and corporate donations. We have very little, almost zero government funding. It's all, individual giving. Yeah,
What is eligibility requirements?
basically you get a note from your doctor or your social service agency saying you're considered homebound, meaning you don't leave your house but a certain number of times a week, you need help preparing a hot meal, or you shouldn't be preparing a hot meal, things like that. Yeah. Mhm. Basically, it's a physical or cognitive reason you can't prepare that hot meal. Whether that's short term or long term. Yes, ma'am.
Once a referral is made, like how long does it take the person to start?
Well, we're bogged down right now, so 7 days. We do have a partnership with the Appalachian Council of Governments. You guys familiar with them? They're kind of the upstate's, Office on Aging kind of thing. So we have a partnership with them where they send referrals to us. So if someone qualifies for Appalachian Council on Government Senior Services, they automatically qualify for Meals on Wheels. So they send us referrals. So we've gotten a lot of those recently. But yeah, once you call in and that we get that referral, it's usually a 7-day turnaround. We do not really have a wait list. You don't have to wait for somebody to kind of come off before you can go on. Yes, sir.
Your food prep people, when does their day start?
Well, the kitchen staff, the paid staff, which there are 3, who run our entire kitchen, they come in at 4:30 in the morning. And they start prepping and cooking the food that Hank prepped the day before. And then our volunteers come in at 8. And the volunteers come in from 8 to 10 and they package the meals into the trays, get them sealed, and then into the hot boxes ready for delivery. So our first volunteer opportunity starts at 8 o'clock. We have 10 people coming in the kitchen. And then after that, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we use 140 volunteers to deliver the routes all over the county. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're not delivering, but we're still doing meal prep. So they still package, and it's usually for our frozen inventory. And then we have office volunteers come in. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, folks come in and they are making the new client packets. They are writing notes. They are teaching our clients classes over Zoom. So we do have some clients who have tablets and they connect to us via Zoom, and we're teaching them. There's a chair exercise class. They have a bingo game that they love because they win prizes. They do conversations with Joe. It's sort of like a little coffee clutch. They can kind of pick a topic and then we just kind of facilitate that conversation for an hour or so, whether it's they want to talk about books or birds or, weather or whatever they want to talk about. And so we have some volunteers who help us with that. Yes, Michelle.
I have to give a shout out to Miriam. So I don't drive through the line because I don't deliver, but I drive kind of on the side of the line to pick up hay. Muriel always, like right now, has the biggest smile ever, but everybody else there delivering, not delivering, giving.
Oh, the lobby volunteers.
Yeah, handing out the bags to the people delivering. You guys are always smiling. I just have to say that. So,
Well, thank you.
and he comes home smiling. So
I love that.
It must be the most rewarding job or volunteer.
My husband will say, please don't ask her what she does because she won't shut up. I'm very fortunate. I've been with Meals on Wheels, almost 6 years now. I love what I do. Before that, I was with Family Connection. I work with amazing people and I love what I did. I get to go home every day and it's very selfish. I did something good today. I feel bad, but I also feel really good. But I work with great people. I work with great volunteers. That's why I do what I do. The volunteers are amazing. Getting to know why someone gives their time freely to help somebody else is amazing to me. I'm fascinated. How did you find Meals on Wheels? Of the 10,000 organizations you could volunteer with, how did you come find me? And how can I keep you? Loving to know someone's why. That's my favorite thing. Talking to people all day long. I could talk all day. I could sit here and chat with you and I want to know everything about you. Tell me it all. So I love talking to volunteers. Why are they here? Why do they want to do this? What motivates us to come in when we had Hurricane Helene? Volunteers showed up. We had emergency meal kits. They're a 3-day box of shelf-stable supplies that we send out twice a year to our clients. So when we do have weather, they still have food. Volunteers showed up during the hurricane to deliver those boxes to our clients. I mean, that just amazes me. You guys are amazing. The work you do, every day, whatever you're doing, you're doing amazing things. And I am just so thankful for the volunteers who come to Meals on Wheels because like Michelle said, Hank leaves with a smile, Hank comes with a smile, which is infectious. So it really helps everybody. But I think our volunteers really appreciate what they do. Our staff love what we do. So I think we have a great team and we're happy to be here. Thank you, Michelle. Yes.
I just had a question about people who live in other counties like Lawrence or Anderson. Are there Meals on Wheels?
So each county operates independently. So there are Meals on Wheels in Pickens and Lawrence County. They operate differently. They're funded differently. Some are strict government funded, so they charge for their meals or they do have waiting lists. It really just depends on their capacity. But there are Meals on Wheels in other counties. Greenville's a little unique in that we were set up as a nonprofit through a church originally. We've grown into our own organization and we don't have government funding. So we're a little bit separate from different Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels all over the country is different. So it just depends on where you're living and how they were set up. Other questions? Concerns? Yes.
What is the process of becoming a volunteer?
Oh, it's very arduous, isn't it, Hank? So you just go to our website, mealsonwheelsgreenville.org. There's a volunteer tab. You fill out the application. We'll send you a link to join one of our 30-minute Zoom calls. We do them every Thursday morning at 9:30. It's what I was doing before I left here. I do a Zoom call. It's a 30-minute orientation. I kind of walk you through exactly what you can expect, what type of volunteer opportunities we have. If you're going to deliver, what our protocols are for delivery, what we ask you to do and not to do when delivering. And then after that 30-minute call, you fill out an application, a waiver, and you're good to go. We'll put you on the road the next day. We'll put you on the road the same day. Yes, ma'am.
That being said, I was just curious because I homeschool.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking for like a volunteer opportunity to.
Bring him along.
Well, that's what I was wondering. When you started to say, we'll let you know about the requirements and all that. Could he go and how often, if you volunteer, are you expected to volunteer? Because I was just thinking maybe one day, I don't know, if it would be a weekly or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we do have other obligations.
I can't imagine what a small child, do you have anything else going on?
But I really wanted to introduce him to working in the community and come the new year. I mean, we're not going to tell them with the thing.
We can work tomorrow.
You have like,
Yeah.
please, just go. Who is the good artist in I do it, that was our agenda. We had school this morning.
That makes me tired. That's a lot going on.
So that's what I was curious, like, how many meals are you expected to deliver? Because if you visit for a moment, because I'm like you, and he's like, most of us, to talk for hours. And so, like, how do you manage that? How is that?
Those are great questions. So there's no minimum requirement for volunteering. You can do it one time and be like, that was great, I loved it, and I'm on to something next. We don't ask you to commit monthly or weekly. We do have volunteers who do deliver weekly or once a month or twice a month on a regular route, like they adopt a route. So they know every Monday they're going to see the same people basically, or mostly. And then we have our substitutes. We send an email out every Wednesday. It's got a list of all the open routes we haven't filled for the next week. And those folks, if they have time, they open the email, respond, hey, I'll take this Malden route on Wednesday. Great, got you scheduled. If you know you can't do it that week, you just delete the email. So it's really up to you and how often you want to engage in your schedule. Usually you'll see between 8 and 14 clients. We ask that you not enter their home for your safety and theirs. So it's really just a conversation on the porch. Hey, good to see you. You know, hope you enjoy that taco casserole or whatever we're having lunch. That's what we had Wednesday. You know, it's really just a quick visit, things like that. But they love to see children. They really appreciate that. I think it's a great introduction to community service. We have lots of kids come. We have infants go. Moms are like, I gotta get out of the house. I need to do something. Come on. Students who need those hours for beta and honor society and all that jazz, we sign that paperwork. They might volunteer for an hour. We sign off on 2 hours, because by the time they came to the office, got their meals, delivered their route, that's 2 hours of service. So there's really, with delivery, there's really no requirements other than you've been through orientation and you have a valid driver's license. He is well.
Okay,
So where are you located? Here?
okay, so we're not from here, but we're like, and we live in Powersville.
Okay.
And then you had said that Wiggins and all that.
Mhm.
I don't know, we're not from the state.
Gotcha. So here in Greenville, there are a couple of different options. You can pick up at our office. We're off of Augusta Street near downtown. Or we have drop site locations. You can pick up in Taylor's, Travelers Rest, Malden, Simpsonville, Piedmont, Fountain. So for Powdersville, that's probably gonna be our office. That might be the closest to you, which is right off of Augusta.
Yeah.
Probably the closest, but, we do have we have volunteers from Eastleigh, so, yeah.
Yeah, well,
But, so it would take,
not try that.
so, and we would tell you, like, you could say, hey, look, how many, you can always ask, like, how many are on this route? You know, is this a big route, is this a little route, is this, I don't really wanna go to Landrum today, I'd like to stay within Greenville, or,
Yeah,
so we can kind of share those route information with you, but yeah, I highly encourage people to take their kids with them, I think it's great. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Awesome.
that's what I was wondering, because,
Yeah.
it's like a liability if you have a kid in a car and stuff like that.
Mhm. And, anybody over 14 can actually work in the kitchen. So once they're 14 years old, DHEC says they can come into the office and help with meal packaging, meal prep, working in the lobby, things like that. So once they're
That's what
14.
you would love.
I'll put you to work with Hank in a couple of years.
And you love the cat.
Oh, yeah, we do that. A lot of assembly line scooping past going on in the kitchen. Yes, ma'am.
You've gone through orientation, say you like volunteer. And you wait some time to kind of like, does that expire? Do you have to go back through orientation?
We usually ask if it's been more than a year that you go through orientation again, just because we may have updated our policies.
Okay.
But yeah, they're called our seasonal volunteers, like our teachers. Our teachers volunteer during Christmas break, during spring break, during the summer break. So they aren't regular volunteers, but they're there. So yeah, as long as you're engaged maybe once a year, twice a year, you're good. Mhm. Anybody else? Y'all are great. Usually I'm just at home talking to the Zoom. Nobody's looking at me, you're talking to me. I'm just like, am I out there? Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate this. Thanks to Hank so much for coming up and helping me with my presentation. He really stole the show. But we really are, we're really very, very happy and thankful for our partnership with Hadley and everyone over at the Barton State Foundation. Fun fact, Hadley's dad is the minister at my home church. That actually got my husband into the ministry, and now he has churches. So that was a fun full circle to come when I learned that. So small world everywhere. But thank you guys so much for your time today. If you have further questions, Chris has my email, Meals on Wheels Greenville. Susan knows how to get a hold of me on Facebook. Hank and Michelle can get to me. Feel free to reach out to me with any other questions or concerns. Thank you guys so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of the day.